Good morning, America. Good afternoon from Germany. Here's Pascal again. And we want to have a live stream today because we have some major news incoming in about 15 minutes and we want to prepare for these. It will be a shorter live stream because I hadn't had the lunch yet, but I didn't want you to miss these major news together with me. So let's look at the news, or at first at the market, because we will have a look at the Nasdaq future chart again here. And as we can see, in the last days we had the major high here on Tuesday, and now we are selling off and there's high selling pressure already pre-market today. We are in the red, 1.2% in Nasdaq. I closed some shorts I took at higher prices some days ago, and I banked in. It was about 6k per account, so 2,500 from this day, and this was my target here. The Fibonacci level, these are still in place, as you can see. I will show you on a higher time frame. Here, this is a 4-hour chart. This was the high from last Tuesday, and this was the low from November 10th. And as you can see, there are the Fibonacci levels with the colored lines, and this was the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement. We just hit it and went through. We are below 11,600 points in Nasdaq at the moment, and I closed my position at 11,625 points just to play it safe, a little bit above this level. But I expect the market to sell off further. We are now near the lows of last Friday, November 11th, and there I drew the white line, as you can see. So this is a smaller support level right below this Fibonacci level, but the level I want the market to hit is here, the 50% Fibonacci level, and there I want to take on my long trade. We already discussed this on Tuesday, 11,460, and the next level would be here at 11,300, or right above 11,305. So I will split up my position. I want to take on half position size here, and if we hit this level I will take on the next position. So I will have my full position here at this level, and if we don't hit this level, then doesn't matter because I have half my position in. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. So no position right now, banked in already 12,000. So yeah, nice to have green and profits before the news come out. So now let's switch to the news. We still have 12 minutes left and just have to get to the news here for you. Sec. So let's see the 2 and 3 star events for today. In about 11 minutes we will have building permits. So from the housing market news, this will be important because, again, inflation. If we have less building permits, then this will bring down probably inflation because there's less demand for all the things you need for building a house, and therefore inflation will come down probably. Initial jobless claims, there we want to have higher numbers, or the Fed wants to have higher numbers to see that the job market is cooling down and there are more layoffs. We have already have the news, I think it was yesterday, from Amazon laying off 10,000 people. So yeah, especially in the tech sector, there are a lot of layoffs at the moment. And yeah, we didn't see this over the last weeks here in the initial jobless claims. So the numbers were almost in line. As you can see, the expectation was 220k every week, and the numbers were almost in line. So this week we have the forecast 225k. Let's see if this number is still in line or if we have higher numbers. This would be good for the market if the numbers are higher than expected, because again, inflation risk would be lower and therefore the risk or the probability of higher interest rates would be lower. And the next is Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index. So this is expected to be minus 6.2. And here also the same. If it's worse than expected, then it's good for the market, and if it's better than expected, then it's worse for the market. So let's see how this number comes out. Yeah, but the more important ones, I think, are the building permits and the initial jobless claims. But let's see how these numbers come out in about 10 minutes. Yeah, what do we else want to see? Yeah, let's see if you have some questions here. Have you entered your long position? No, I have not entered any long position. I only closed my short position. I have still a short position in Euro USD. We talked about this on Tuesday, where I was in the red with this position, but now I'm in the green. As you can see, 1,300 or 1,400 bucks. You can see here where I opened this position last Friday at the high point last Friday. But yeah, I'm still in the green now, waiting for my level to hit. I can show you on a day chart here. I opened here last Friday, and yeah, we went above on last Tuesday with the good news. With what was it again? I can't remember. I think this was better than expected economic news, and then we had new highs of a euro here, and US dollar weakened, and then we went down again now. So my target is here at 1.02. Let's see if we can hit this level. Maybe not today, it's still 1.2% away. But yeah, my position is in the green now again. So no position in Nasdaq at the moment. I only made some option plays in the last days, some 0-day expiration bear call spreads. So it's about the same like shorting the Nasdaq, but with options with a short time until expiry, and therefore there's a high theta decay. And even if you are wrong or don't catch it at the right moment, you can make money. But it is risky, because if you don't catch the right direction, then you can be caught and it can be expensive. Yeah, if the market is turning against you in a fast way, then yeah, there's a high risk, high reward with a 0 DTE option plays. So you have to know a lot about options, and you have to know what you do, because it is risky. It's a new strategy. I am testing for 1.5 weeks now, so I'm still testing, and maybe we can talk about it more in 1 week, and I can explain you what I'm doing there. So next question. I have a question that I hope to find an answer to. Is there any company or any sector that rises when the market goes down? Yeah, normally the bonds go up. So when market is going down and there's fear at the stock market, normally bonds go up, because these are safe haven. But this year it's really seldom, because I think it's only the third time in the last 100 years that bonds and stocks are down. This is really seldom. But yeah, it happened this year because of the high inflation and the interest rate hikes, and therefore stocks and bonds are down. So it's not like usual, because normally you have an inverse relation between stocks and bonds, but not this year. But what goes up or down is the Euro USD. So if stocks go down, the US dollar gets stronger, so Euro USD is also going down. Or if you look at the DXY, it's the dollar index, then this is going up. So dollar is strengthening when the stock market is weakening. So the assets are sold, and therefore the money goes back into cash in US dollar. Why do you expect market to fall further? I thought you are bullish for your year end and expect unemployment to increase. Yeah, I don't expect anything for the news. So I have no expectation at all for the news. And yes, I'm still bullish, of course, but I want the market to pull back, because we had... Look at this movement here from the last 3 days. We had about 12% up in only 4 days. It's really fast. So we have to pull back for new bulls to step in, and for some shorties here to bank in their profits. And therefore I'm just waiting for this pullback to re-enter my long position. And yes, I'm still bullish for years, and yeah, I don't short here. I just shorted this smaller pullback here, but I want to play it safe. I don't want to short until this or this level, because I still think that it's bullish overall, and therefore I don't want to trade against the main trend, because it's still bullish. If you look on a day chart here, yeah, we are just pulling back to the last support levels here. So let's see how far we go. If I scroll in a little bit, we can see we are near the 9 EMA now, so almost hit today, and I'm still waiting for the 20 EMA line here it's right at the 50 Fibonacci level. So yeah, maybe we will hit this 50 Fibonacci level. That's what I expect. And if this doesn't hold, then the next Fibonacci level should maybe intraday, and the 20 EMA line should hold at the closing of the day. So let's see how far we can pull back. I'm working with these Fibonacci levels, so that's my main indicator here for how far we will pull back. And yeah, let's see how the news come out. Everything can happen on the news. We have 3 major news today, and they can be completely different, and therefore the market can react completely different. As far as you can see now, we have still 5 minutes until the news come out, but we are in a strong downtrend. You can see here on a 5-minute chart, we barely hit the 9 EMA or here 20 EMA, and we couldn't move above. And what you also see here is the parabolic SAR. We talked about this on Tuesday, that on these lower time frames or with low volume, even if we have a strong trend here, you see that it's changing. So from down to up, from down to up. But it's still a downtrend, so it's an early indicator. That's why I wouldn't rely only on parabolic SAR. I use it together with the ADX. You see here, there was a crossing. So ADX was signaling, like parabolic SAR, that we have or are turning into a short trend here. This was at the 9:45 a.m. my time. So this is 45 minutes after the European market opened here. This is 3:45 a.m. Eastern time. And there was the indication that we will have a short trend here. So first crossing, trend was okay, and parabolic SAR moved to a short trend. And you see, we already were below below moving averages, and it went on and on and on. So ADX is still showing a downtrend, and the trend has gotten stronger. We are above 40 now here, so it's a strong trend, but parabolic SAR is still changing between up and downtrend. So therefore, don't look at parabolic SAR too often, or only at higher time frames, because then, like 15 minutes, here you can see it's still in a downtrend. It's not changing so often. Yeah, that's why I work with the higher time frames, like 5 and 15 minutes, and not on a 1-minute chart, because on a 1-minute chart, this will change even more often. You see how often parabolic SAR is changing on a 1-minute chart. So you would freak out if you want to try to catch a trend with a parabolic SAR on a 1-minute chart. But here with ADX, you see the same. It's still in a short trend since, what is it here, 1:30 p.m. my time. So this is 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, and still on a 1-minute chart it is in a short trend, the ADX. So yeah, now we are trading sideways around the 11,600 level and waiting for the news in 3 minutes, and then we will probably see a push in one of the both direction, one of these 2 directions, either to the up or to the downside. Will I not take any position before 11,460 long? No, I won't. Why? I'm just waiting. I want to wait for confirmation. Either my target is hit, my 50% Fibonacci level, or I wait for confirmation. So I want to see a clear uptrend. I want to see a clear bottom. So this is stage 1. We are pulling down. I'm waiting for stage 2, down, sideways trend, and then for the breakout to the upside. So then I have confirmation. Then I can step in a trade even on higher levels. But as long as I don't see confirmation, I won't step in a long trade. Why? I'm still waiting for better profit margin. So I am waiting here for lower levels where I can have a better profit margin. So I have less risk to the downside, but more reward to the upside. This is what I'm waiting for. So my profit target will be the 100% reversal. So here to the level of 12,100 for part of the position, and maybe we can move higher. But I don't want to take on this position before we hit the 50% Fibonacci level here at 11,460, or with full position here at this level at 11,305 points. 1 minute left. Let's see the news on here, how they come out, and the movement maybe on a 1-minute chart. What happens here? 30 seconds left. Did somebody took a position? SQQQ, TQQQ, did you bet on something for the news? Or do you go in the news without any position? Just let me know in the chat. Right at the psychological level of 11,600. And the news are out. Let's see the numbers. Housing stats better than expected, so this is not good for the market. Building permits higher than expected, not good for the market. Yeah, but it's almost moving nothing. Crazy. Yeah, it's not really higher than expected, so almost in line, almost in line. And initial jobless claims also almost in line, a little bit lower than expected, so yeah, not good, but almost in line. So, this is worse. Look here, Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index. This is -19 and -6 was expected. So, really bad for the economy, but this should be good for the market. So this is the interesting one here. The only one I didn't expect to be interesting is now the most interesting one, because we had a high difference between the forecast and the actual number. And yeah, this could move markets to the upside, of course. But yeah, the other two numbers are better than expected, therefore this would speak for weaker markets. So now it's up to you to interpret the numbers. You can say, okay, we have to move up because of this, or we have to move down because of these numbers here. Yeah, so this is why I don't bet on the news. The news can be interpreted totally different, and therefore I'm just waiting for the direction for other market participants to interpret the news and to take them on a position, and then if I see a direction I can trade it. So I don't want to trade now because I'm just waiting for lower levels, and maybe we have to wait for 1 hour for lower levels, but maybe we don't hit them today, these levels. So I'm just waiting. Trading has a lot to do with patience. I think yesterday somebody shared in the chat a picture. I will show if I can bring it up, because it was really good. Everything what has to do with trading. I will show it for you. Yeah, it's this one here. Can I bring it up here? So trading is 10% buying, 10% selling, and 80% waiting. Yeah, it's like this. You have to wait. You have to be patient. You don't have to be in a position every time or the whole day. No, you can just be patient and just wait for the really important levels or for the really important breakouts. When you see your pattern, then you take on a trade. And it's only 10% of the time that you have a trade, either long or short, doesn't matter. But 80% of your time you don't have a trade, or you are just sitting and waiting for the next level to hit, for your stop loss level or for your target level to be hit. That's it. That is trading. Yeah, that's why I like this screenshot here, this picture, because it really describes very good what trading is. It's just waiting, and therefore you don't have to waste time in front of your screen. You can have a good preparation with your levels you want to enter or exit, and then you can just leave your desk. You can set your limit orders when you want to enter or when you want to leave a position, and that's it. You don't have to look at the chart. This doesn't change anything. When you look at the chart, it doesn't move higher or lower, because you won't move the prices by just looking or staring at the charts. That's ridiculous and useless. Don't waste your time in front of the screen. Trade then when you have major movements. So when there are news, or when the market opens, or when the market closes in power hour, then you should take on trades, and then you maybe should be in front of your screen. But the rest of the time, just set your levels, set your limits, set your stop losses, and the trades are done just automatically, and that's it. That makes trading more easy if you are prepared, if you are better prepared. And of course you make more money in less time, because if you calculate what you make per hour, so if you are sitting 6 or 8 hours a day in front of your screen just staring at the charts, you will make less if you calculate this per hour. But if you only trade 1.5 or 2 hours a day, then you will make more money in less amount of time, so you are paid better. So you have to take this into account. So no position into news, staying cash until news. Okay, nice. Okay, the most of you didn't have any position, didn't buy anything, not sure what to buy. Yeah, not sure what to buy. Yeah, it's sometimes difficult to decide what you want to buy. Therefore, it's just the most convenient way to go with the index, because then you don't have to decide which stock you want to buy. You just buy all stocks together or sell all stocks together with the index or with a future on the index. Still waiting on Finviz to load data. Yeah, we can have one last look at the earnings, and then we can close this live stream if you don't have some more questions, and then I can have my lunch and we can discuss later again. So there were Baba earnings pre-market today, and these were better than expected. Macy's also better than expected. Kohl's better than expected. So overall, good news from the big ones today. We will have aftermarket close, Palo Alto Networks, Applied Materials, Gap. Yeah, some smaller ones, not the really big ones. But yesterday we already had the Nvidia. These were lower than expected on earnings per share, but higher on revenue. And Nvidia almost moved nothing. So do I have the chart here? No. Where is my chart on Nvidia? Don't have it here. I'll reopen it. So some of you, I think, traded Nvidia with long calls and bought calls before the news, before the earnings. Told them, yeah, this is not what I would trade. So this was here market close when the news came out, when the earnings came out, and you see we were already down about 4 or 5% yesterday. And yeah, the news came out, and you see it was a big up and down. And then yeah, there was almost no movement. In after hours we went up a little bit, but now we are down. So almost no change from after hours. So this was where the stock closed, the green line, and you see we are down 1.5% from the closing level. But yeah, the stock went already down yesterday. So you see the red candle from yesterday. And yeah, it will be interesting to see where the options will open, because a lot of seller decay will be, because implied volatility will go down. There will be an implied volatility crush. We can look here at the options on Nvidia and just see where the expiry from this Friday. So the current level is 157. So let's look at this strike, 157. This price was yesterday at about $6 here and about $7.50 here. So this were the at the money strikes, the puts on the right side and the calls on the left side. So if you would have bought both puts and calls, you would have paid about $13. So $13. So the stock has to move $13 in one of in one direction, to the up or to the downside, just to be break even. So if you bought both, and you see that there was a huge overpricing of the options here, and therefore it would have been better just to sell options, because it was a lower than expected movement on the earnings here on Nvidia. And sometimes it's just interesting to sell some out of the money puts, like here at the first standard deviation, for example the 145, and what was the other one here at the 172, for example. So you could have sold these here, so you would have room to the upside and to the downside, so the stock can move within this range, and you can bank in both premiums here. So you would have made about $4 per option, or $400 for the whole contract, or for both contracts here, when nothing changes, like it happened. Yeah, nothing changed, almost nothing changed. The stock is down 1%, and as long as it stays above 145 and below 172.50, you will bank in the whole profit after the close tomorrow on Friday, when there is the expiry of the options, and then they will expire worthless. Or you can buy them back right after the opening, when there will be the volatility crush, because there was high expectation. You see here 130% expectation of implied volatility on a year, but because nothing happened, implied volatility will go down. It will crush to almost zero, and therefore this will be almost worthless, especially this ones here out of the money. So you can watch these on the opening. They will probably be at 5 or 10 cents or less, and therefore you will already be able to bank in almost the whole $400 on the opening, because nothing changed on Nvidia. So this is the risk when you buy options, that you can lose your whole premium you have paid, because if nothing changes, then yeah, you will lose your premium. But the risk when you sell options can be much higher, because the stock can go lower than 145 or higher than 172, and then your risk is not defined, because here it can move to the upside a lot or to the downside a lot. And this is the risk by selling, because you can only bank in 400. This is your maximum profit. You cannot make more than the premium you sold, but you can lose more, of course. This is the risk, but you have better probabilities to make this profit. This is the interesting thing in selling options, and this is why I like to sell options. Yeah, just look through some questions and then I will close out this live stream, because almost nothing big happened on the chart. Let's look back on, no, not Nvidia. I wanted to see Nasdaq here again. Okay, new lows here incoming, 1.3% in the red at the moment, but still 100 points, about 100 points away. We are at the lows of Friday and still in a short trend here. And yeah, if we go lower for 100 points, then my first level at 11,460 will be hit, and there I will take on my first long position. Do you think Nvidia will have a downtrend today? Yeah, let's see. It's down now like the whole market, but the numbers were almost in line. Yeah, earnings per share were lower than expected, but revenue was higher than expected, and therefore you see it was almost unchanged. So 1% is nothing for Nvidia. So this can move up to 7-8% on the earnings. So this is almost considered to be nothing. And yeah, let's see how it moves. I think it moved like the market. You can see here it's almost the same move like Nasdaq. So it will move like the Nasdaq. If Nasdaq's trending down, Nvidia will also trend down. And yeah, it's just to be like the market, I think. But be prepared for all option holders that you will have a volatility crash, and therefore you will lose a lot of premium. And if you want to save some of your premium, then maybe close out your positions right away at the opening of the stock exchange. Have a green day, or yeah, I hope so too, that you will also have a green day like I have had here at the moment. So I can show you my profits for today here. These were the profits in micro Nasdaq futures. I banked in here about 6,000 on this account and the same amount on the other account. I can show you here the same here. So 6,000 here, 6,000 here. So it's a nice day, even if my target level won't be hit and I won't take on a long position. So I'm already happy today. And yeah, so now you're prepared for the day. You have your levels. I hope you can use your Fibonacci levels, or you can draw other levels for major support, and then you should be prepared. So there's no more major support here on a 1 hour chart, and then this white line with the lows from Friday. So the next level would already be my Fibonacci level, and the next Fibonacci level here. So there's no major resistance or support on the downside. So you see maybe here this 3 hour we were trading sideways on November 10th, but here is my 50% Fibonacci level. So this will probably be hit. We'll see if we will hit it today, but if not, it doesn't matter really for me. So I'm just waiting. 80% of trading is waiting. Take this into account and have a good trading day. Stay green, and we will hear later again. Goodbye.